Hello learners at home. You're welcome to the next segment of your favorite program, Learn at Home. My name is Aparanta Emmanuel, your basic science teacher. Today, I shall be teaching JS2. You remember last time we talked about energy. And I said energy is the ability to do work. And we looked at sources of energy, and we looked at forms of energy. I know in sources of energy, I say energy is sourced from the sun, energy can be sourced from water, energy is sourced from the food we eat, energy is sourced from crude oil, and other components around us. I also looked at forms of energy, where we were looking at solar energy, electric energy, sound energy, and all that. I'm sure you're very close to your note now, and you're going through all that, which we treated last time. Today, we're going to continue with the topic energy. But today, we shall be looking at a different section of energy altogether. We shall be looking at renewable and non-renewable energy. Renewable and non-renewable energy. Energy is classified into two major components. It's either as a renewable energy or non-renewable energy resources. We're going to take them one after the other. Renewable energy resources. When we talk about renewable energy resources, I want us to take a special consideration to what the renewable energy resources is all about. First, we say it is replenished constantly. Renewable energy resources, you have to characterize it. It is replenished constantly, and it is characterized by low carbon emission. It contains low carbon. The component of carbon content in renewable energy is very, very low. And renewable energy is easily referred as clean energy. Clean energy because it is sourced from natural sources. It does not contaminate the environment. It does not pollute the environment. And that is why it is referred to as clean energy. One of the sources of this renewable energy is the sun. The sun is a major source of the renewable energy. We also have the wind. The wind is also a major source of the renewable energy. You know, the sun keeps shining, the wind keeps blowing, and because it keeps shining and the wind keeps blowing, it can easily be trapped using special panels that's used in trapping the sun, and also special panels that use in trapping the wind, thereby making it easily replaced. It is not quickly lost, and that is why it is referred as renewable energy. Renewable energy can also be derived from water. It can also be derived from water. Apart from the wind and sun, it can also be derived from biomass. Biomass are components of plant resources. These are biomass, the component of plant resources. It can also be derived from geothermal resources. Geothermal resources mean heat, combustion of heat that is coming from underneath the ground. These are sources of renewable energy. Sources of renewable energy. Now, let us proceed. We also have the non-renewable energy. The non-renewable energy. You can see the characteristics of the renewable energy. It is just directly opposite with what it is as non-renewable energy. Number one is that non-renewable energy is seen as dirty energy. Dirty energy not because it stains your hand. Though if we say it stains your hand, it is easily accessible. But what we mean is that when we say dirty energy, is it pollutes the environment. It has high carbon content. It has high carbon emission. And because of that, it brings about air pollution. Because of that, it brings about water pollution. Because of that, it brings about pollution of the soil in the environment. And that is why we see it as what? Dirty energy. When we say the non-renewable energy is a dirty energy. And now, non-renewable energy includes fossil fuels, such as oil, gas, and coal. And if you look at it, these are easily accessible. They are easily accessible because they have high content of energy. Non-renewable energy has high content of energy, and because of that, people tend to scramble for the non-renewable energy rather than the renewable energy. So people tend to go for the non-renewable energy because it has high level of energy to give out rather than the renewable energy. Now, what do you mean by high level of energy? You see kerosene. Kerosene high level of energy, and because of that, people go to kerosene for their cooking of food. Nobody wants to wait for sun in order to cook their food. You see petrol. Petrol has high level of energy in order to drive cars, in order to cook food, in order to on generators. Nobody will want to wait for the sun in order to drive cars. Nobody wants to wait for the sun. So because of this high level of energy, people tend to scramble for the non-renewable energy. But one of the disadvantages of this non-renewable energy is that it is not easily replenished. It is not easily replenished. It is easily lost. It is easily lost in the environment, and it takes thousands of years to be replenished. And that is why it is non-renewable energy, and it is also seen as dirty energy. Now, this non-renewable energy is found in every house. When you use charcoal in the house, you are using non-renewable energy source. When you use stove in the house, you are using non-renewable energy source. When you use petrol in the house, you are using non-renewable energy source. When you are using firewood at home, either to cook, you are using non-renewable energy source. All these are sources of non-renewable energy. Let us look at types of renewable energy. Types of renewable energy. The solar energy. The solar energy. Right from beginning, even before now, we know that human beings have been harnessing solar energy. Solar energy has always been used to keep us warm. It has always been used in our environment to dry foodstuffs, dry our clothes, and also dry the environment, keeps the environment sanitized. That is solar energy. Solar energy is that energy that is sourced from the sun, and it is one of the sources of renewable energy. It is one of the sources of renewable energy. Solar energy is trapped using a panel, which we refer to as the solar panel, and it is used in heating up the environment. It has been used in heating up homes. It has been used in heating up water. It has been used in heating up businesses, and so on and so forth, and even to power devices. That is the solar energy. Now, it can be used at homes to generate electricity as another form of electricity, source of power. Solar energy has been used, apart from the hydroelectricity, solar power has been used to generate electricity. Now, we have seen solar panels are created. These solar panels that are created are mounted on top of houses. Solar panels are used in pumping waters. Solar panels are used in industries to generate electricity and carry out productions, and so on. So you see in houses, you have solar panels. If you go to some countries like Germany, they said there is no light off. There is no light off simply means that their dependency is not only on hydroelectricity. If you come to Nigeria, we have hydroelectricity, and that is why from time to time, when hydroelectricity cuts off, we will say there is no NEPA. The NEPA have taken the light. But if you go abroad, like Germany, they celebrated 100 years of non-light off. It's because of the solar panel. The moment the hydroelectricity cuts off, what the people do is they switch to the solar panels, to the solar electricity, and they continue to use their light. It doesn't stop. And one thing about solar electricity is that it is constantly replenished, and it is easily sourced. As long as the sun is shining, it always traps the energy and stores the energy, and that is it. We also have the wind energy. This is also another form of renewable energy that can easily be sourced. We have seen wind turbines that are even longer than cranes, that are having very long fans. If you come to Nigeria, Or if you come to our country today, you realize that we have no harness of wind. We don't harness this wind energy. Wind, we have a lot of strong wind to the extent that at every rainstorm, these winds have the ability of blowing out the rooftop, or the ability of even falling down some houses, or putting some big trees from their roots. But if you go abroad, they have a way of harnessing this wind. They create turbines, tall turbines, that the moment the wind is blowing, instead of causing destruction in the environment, the turbines will rotate the wind and convert it to good use. It can be converted into hydroelectricity. It can be converted into pumping water for the houses. The quantity of water that can be pumped in the house can be used for 1 year just by a singular wind activity. There are stronger winds other than what we see here. Winds like hurricane, winds like cyclone. They carry enormous power, very strong power. And those kind of winds have the ability of even carrying human beings inside cars. Can be able to carry a very big lorry of trailer load, and with all the components inside, and drop them somewhere. You can imagine that kind of power. So it is a waste if you allow such kind of natural resources to waste. So the turbines are created in order to harness wind energy. And this energy, which is the wind energy, is seen as one of the non-renewable energy. Wind energy turn turbine blades and used to generate hydro electricity. We have other source of alternative renewable energy. We have other alternative sources of renewable energy. We have hydroelectricity power, which is generated from hydropower. It's sourced from electricity, which is water. That's the major source of electricity. We also have the biomass. We have the biomass. When biomass is born, that's the chemical energy that is released, or the heat that is released, can generate electricity and is used as a steam in turbines. That is biomass. We also have the geothermal. I told us that the geothermal is the heat or combustion that is coming from the earth core, and it's very hot. It's very hot. It's just as hot as the heat that is coming from the sun, and the heat is now trapped and is used in also generating electricity. We also have the oceans, that is water in another way, but the tides and the waves are very strong that if care is not taken, sometimes they carry boats. That's the wave tides. So this can also be harnessed and be converted to a very good use. All these are sources of renewable energy. Though we might not have this renewable energy in abundance in our country, Nigeria, but it is now in use, widely used in other foreign countries, and these are they are the sources. We also have the non-renewable energy resources. Just like I was telling you that the non-renewable energy is one of the dirty type of energy, not because it stains our hand or not because it makes us dirty, but because of the pollution it generates. If you look at, you see gas flaring that is coming out from refineries, causing a lot of pollution. Gas flaring that is coming out from industries that causes a lot of pollution. Gas flaring that is coming out from the exhaust and silencers of cars, that is coming from the exhaust and silencers of generators and so on. And you also see the gas flaring that is coming from the cooking pots that we eat, and we use in cooking food that we eat at home. Those ones all contaminate the environment, and the contamination can only be expressed because if it mixes with the atmosphere as carbon, you might not notice it. But the contamination, why we refer to it as dirty energy, can only be expressed when you see the soot that is at the back of the pot. The soot that is found at the back of the pot, so black. That is what it looks like when it enters the atmosphere. That is what it looks like when it enters our system. It contaminates the system with carbon. And this non-renewable energy type can be sourced from coal. It can also be sourced from natural gases. It can be sourced from oil, and it can be sourced from nuclear energy. These are all sources of non-renewable energy. Remember I told you they are limited. They are limited in circulation. They are not as widely harnessed as renewable energy. They are limited in circulation, but they are easily scrambled for. They are limited because it takes a very long year for a non-renewable energy to form. Why? Because it is a product of plants and animals that have died and decayed over a long period of time. And that is non-renewable energy source. And that is what we refer to as the biomass. Conclusively, we have been able to see renewable energy, and we have also been able to see non-renewable energy. Remember, I told you that renewable energy are characterized by 1, low carbon emission. Number 2, I said they are constantly replenished. Number 3, I said they are available in large quantity and they are easily accessible. I also told you that renewable energy is sourced from the sun, it can be sourced from the water, it can be sourced from the wind, it can be sourced from biomass fuels, etc. I said the renewable energy is trapped using solar panels and wind turbines, and it can easily be accessed. But non-renewable energy, in the other way around, they are characterized by high carbon emission. That's non-renewable energy. They are characterized by high carbon emission, and they are having high level of energy. This makes the difference between the renewable and non-renewable energy. The non-renewable energy has high level of carbon and then high level of energy. It means carbon is responsible for the quantity of energy that is released in circulation or in totality. Thus, they are available in small quantity and they are easily exhausted. They are not easily renewed. They are easily exhausted. The non-renewable energy is sourced from coal. Non-renewable energy is sourced from natural gas. Non-renewable energy is sourced from oil and nuclear energy. So they are tedious to access because it takes a longer period of time to build. This we have been able to see. The evaluation, I want to ask, what are the sources of renewable and non-renewable energy? What are the sources of renewable and non-renewable energy? I hope you are making up your notes now. As a continuation, what are the sources of renewable and non-renewable energy? Mention the reason why dependency on non-renewable energy is high. Why is the dependency on non-renewable energy so high? What are the ways to trap renewable energy? You can mention two ways to trap renewable energy. Just 2 ways. Now I will leave you with this take-home assignment. Write short notes on the following. Write short notes on the following. Number 1, biomass fuel. Number 2, water. Number 3, the sun. Number 2, explain the sources of the following. 1, coal. 2, natural gas. And 3, oil. 4, nuclear energy. I want you to put it in your book. By next time, on same station, when the assignment will be submitted, we're going to assess it. We're going to do the corrections here, and we're going to record it. I remain your teacher, Aparanta Emmanuel. See you same time, same station. Stay safe. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank you.